In this section of measurement, I am going to go over implementing discontinuous measurement procedures. We are going to go over the different types of discontinuous measurements, such as interval recording. We're going to talk about partial interval recording, whole interval recording, and momentary time sampling. We'll also go over the data sheets to record the different types of discontinuous measurements. Discontinuous measurement measures all instances of the target behavior during observation periods. It detects all instances of the behavior you are targeting. We're going to talk about whole interval recording, partial interval recording, and momentary time sampling. Interval recording provides an estimate of behaviors. Sessions are divided into equal time intervals, whether it is 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it may be. The behavior analyst will decide what time interval. The RBT taking that data will score each individual using a plus, which would indicate an occurrence, or a minus that will indicate a non-occurrence of that target behavior. Let's move on and discuss one of the three types of interval recording, whole interval recording. Whole interval recording is used to determine whether a behavior occurred for an ongoing amount of time. We use this type of interval recording for high-frequency behaviors or target skills. Whole interval recording underestimates the behavior. Reasons being because, let's say, your interval is set for 25 seconds and the target behavior is sitting in your seat. If the client sits in their seat for the entire 25-second interval, the RBT will mark a plus for that interval. Let's say your client only sits for 20 seconds and gets out of their seat before the 25 seconds is up. Your client will receive a minus. Even though they were sitting in their seat, that is underestimating the behavior. This is an example of a whole interval recording data sheet. We are looking for behaviors that occur the entire interval. So as you can see, the person recording the data indicated that by putting a plus or a minus or a Y for yes or N for no. Partial interval recording is used to determine whether a behavior occurred at all during the interval. Partial interval recording overestimates behavior. Let's say the interval is for 30 seconds and you are targeting aggression. Within that 30-second interval, the client only needs to engage in aggression once to show that the behavior occurred during that interval. But what happens if the client engaged in 20 instances of aggression? It is not taking account of how many times the behavior is occurring, more so only if it occurs at all. Therefore, it is overestimating the behavior. This is an example of a partial interval recording data sheet. The RBT will mark a plus or minus if the target behavior occurred at any time during the interval. Momentary time sampling is used to determine whether a behavior occurs at the end of the interval. Momentary time sampling can either over or underestimate a behavior. This type of interval data recording is best used with behaviors with high rates, behaviors that do not have a clear beginning or end, or if you're not able to attend to the client the entire time. For instance, teachers who have to attend to more than one student at a time. This is an example of a momentary time sampling data sheet. We mark a plus if a behavior occurred during any time during an interval.